that particular NFT can be regarded as
sorry guys, I think network logged Alpha out. Sorry, just some seconds. He'll be back with us. So while Alpha was speaking, one of our speakers also joined us already. So we'll be having him right after Alpha.
It's nice to meet you guys. My name is Maiwa. My Instagram is, I think the other speaker is back on.
Yes, it's back.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. I got logged out. So I'll try to wrap things up very quickly for the other speakers. So I was saying here that, so because an NFT is capable of being created, it can also qualify as property under the capital gains. For income tax, we see that under Section 3 sub 1A of the Personal Income Tax Act, basically the gist of this is that any gain or profit from any business that you carry out or any trade, you make a gain from that particular trade. That particular gain that you have made, because you have gone through that process, you become susceptible to income tax. So someone who is a frequent NFT trader and makes profit from trading NFTs might be susceptible to income tax. So in Nigeria, so we see that when it comes to the issue of non-fungible tokens, a person might be susceptible to both capital gains tax and income tax. Then for the third category, regulatory compliance. Now, this is quite interesting. Now, it's interesting because many players in NFT market see NFT as a form of investment. They can buy it and then believe that they can sell it at a higher price and make profit. So they see NFTs as a form of investment. Now, if NFTs are a form of investment, it means that you largely will be interfacing with the public. So the public may be investing in NFT. If the public will be investing in NFT, then it means that the Security and Exchange Commissions of Nigeria would have to step in, because it is the body that is charged with regulating the investment market in Nigeria, so that they can protect investors and ensure that there's transparency. But the real question is, can the SEC really regulate a concept like NFT? So on the 14th of September 2020, the SEC released something called the Statement on Digital Assets and the Classification and Treatment. Now, according to the SEC, this is quite interesting. It regards digital assets as security. So please just try to follow me closely. It regards digital assets as security. Now, we know that NFTs can be digital assets, but can NFTs be securities? And the reason why I'm asking that is because NFTs are called non-fungible tokens. However, according to economic scholars, securities, that's like shares, debentures, stocks, and things like that, they are regarded as fungible. So if NFTs are non-fungible tokens and securities are regarded as fungible, and the SEC is saying that digital assets are security, and there's a problem. There's a problem because it means automatically the SEC cannot regulate NFTs if it is going to be seeing them as securities. And we already know that NFTs cannot be fungible. Why? Because when you say something is fungible, it means that that thing is capable of exchange. So for instance, if I have 1,000 naira, I can exchange it for 2 500 naira notes. So money, for instance, is fungible. So that 2 500 naira note, if you add them together, they make up 1,000. So one can exchange for the other. But that doesn't apply to non-fungible NFTs. An NFT is unique. It is one of a kind with one official owner on the blockchain. And you can't exchange it like money. So it means that you can't say that NFTs are security. Luckily, in the statement released by the SEC, it defines specifically what digital assets are. And it says that digital assets are assets that have a digital representation of value, one, can be digitally traded, and they function as a medium of exchange and or a unit of account and or a store of value. Now break that down. So number one, we know that an NFT can be a digital representation of value. So it checks out for that one. A non-fungible token can be digitally traded. So the second requirement checks out. But can we say a non-fungible token is a medium of exchange? We can't, because just like it's not money, you can't exchange one for the other. It is one of a kind. You can't also say an NFT is a unit of account because it does not act as a standard monetary unit of measurement. We don't measure money in terms of NFT. So you can't say that NFT is a unit of account. But we can definitely say that non-fungible token is a store of value because people see it as an investment opportunity. So because people see it as an investment opportunity, it can be a store of value. Thankfully, in the statement by the SEC, it doesn't say that digital assets must be a medium of exchange and a unit of account and a store of value. As long as it satisfies one, then it means that it can still qualify as a digital asset. So we can say simply that a non-fungible token, according to the SEC in Nigeria, is a digital representation of value that can be digitally traded and functions as a store of value. Immediately it satisfies these three criteria, it means that the SEC can step in to regulate the investment of non-fungible tokens. Which now brings us to the final part of this particular presentation. Non-fungible tokens and data protection. Now, when it comes to blockchain, Olateju was telling us how blockchains can be immutable. And when we say something, when we talk about the immutable nature of blockchain technology, we're talking about how it is permanent. You cannot edit it. You cannot alter it. So an NFT being a blockchain-based creation, once it is minted, you cannot edit it. You cannot alter it. So just bear that in mind in one area. However, on the other hand, all of us, for instance, in Nigeria, all of us on this, we can be regarded as data subjects. Now, the Nigeria Data Protection Regulation says that because we're data subjects, and by data subject, our personal data can be mined. People can, our names, our address, things like that. People can mine that kind of data. So as a data subject, I have certain rights. One of the rights I have is that I have a right for my data to be rectified. I have a right for my data to be erased. I have a right to data portability. Data portability is that my data can be transferred and moved from one IT platform to another without affecting the usability of the data. So, which means that if the NDPR in Nigeria is saying that I can edit my data, rectify my data, meanwhile, NFTs are permanent. So imagine a situation whereby an NFT creator creates a non-fungible token using personal data and then mints it and it becomes permanent on the blockchain. When that happens, it means that if the data subject whose personal data has been used wants to rectify the data, he can't do that. So automatically, an NFT can be in breach of the NDPR. So that's why some people, if you're dealing in non-fungible tokens, some people will tell you that they burn their token. So basically, they dispose of it. That's just the end. So if, for instance, there's a breach of the NDPR and I can't rectify or edit my data, I would have to burn my token in its entirety. And I can actually lose value or money by doing that. So that's why we have the concept of privacy by design, PBD, which is basically focusing on the proactive aspect to designing rather than a reactive process to designing. And what that basically means is that there's an obligation when you are designing a product to have at the back of your mind data protection laws and privacy in the developmental stage of a product rather than when the product is completed. So which means as you are mining and creating a non-fungible, have at the back of your mind how you need to ensure that you are compliant with data protection regulations. But don't do it when you have already mined and completed the process of making the non-fungible token, and then come and say, how can you find a way to, be compliant with data protection regulations when you very well know that non-fungible tokens are permanent in nature? Obviously, the argument can come up to the fact that if blockchain in itself is permanent, then how can you start thinking about being private at the very beginning? But that's a topic for another day. The long and short of all our discussions today is that we know now that when it comes to non-fungible tokens, they cannot be regarded as works of copyright. We also know that a purchaser of an NFT cannot say that he has copyright over the digital asset that the NFT was created out of. We know that when a third party creates an NFT without the awareness or permission of the original creator, he might be susceptible to copyright infringement or fraud or passing off, or might even breach the moral right of the original creator. That is basically the right for the work to be attributed to him, or for him to speak against the derogation use of it. We also know that there's an issue with respect to enforcing your right in another country, and this is pounded with the anonymity issue. We know that NFTs are subject to taxation in Nigeria, arguably so, under capital gains tax and income tax as well. We also know that it's possible for the Securities and Exchange Commission to step in and regulate the investment activities with respect to non-fungible tokens. And we know that there's a need to try and ensure that non-fungible tokens are compliant with data protection regulations. So all of this make us understand that the law we're not totally left in the dark when it comes to applying laws to new technology. And that basically brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Temujopelo. Thank you for that wonderful presentation. Temujopelo is actually, as I introduced him, is a legal personnel, and that's actually why he is speaking solely from the legal perspective. He has said a lot about the rights of the artist over the original, over the duplicate, over the NFT, and whether it's taxable or not, and a whole lot of other stuff that he has mentioned. And I'm sure that if you're an artist here, you must have insight into the legal aspect of the NFT right now. So I know you must have some questions at the end of audio presentation. We'll still have him to answer to answer any question you might have regarding the legal aspect of NFT. Thank you so much once again, Temujopelo. Right now, without wasting much of our time, we'll be moving straight to Nick Maiwa, who is an illustrator and an animator. So he will strictly be speaking from the aspect of an artist, a creator of an NFT. Nick, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Great.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Yeah, sorry, you have 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. I don't think I could even talk that much on NFTs like for 10 minutes, but that's okay. So basically, I started out NFT a month ago, and the reason why was I realized that as an artist, I needed to have my art in digital space that could actually generate more funds for me, and it also supports me as a creator and everything. Then I don't know how many people are in this room and they are and they are artists and they want to get into the space and why they should get into this space. And this is not just for artists, this is also for people that they want to buy certain art tokens, and they know that, okay, well, maybe you want to flip this art or you want to sell this art for a much higher profit and stuff. You have to know the reason why you are buying this art. There are certain researches and like people that you see around you, and like news, you have to be online constantly. You can't just like be expecting to gain traction from people just by selling or just being there in the space. You have to constantly be in people's faces and constantly advertise what you are trying to sell. Maybe it is a specific set of collections which you collect. And me as an artist right now, I am working on a certain collection which is NG 2072, and it's on OpenSea. And the idea of this art was basically to have people, like as we have Nigeria like this, we have so many things we are lacking in infrastructures and human being day-to-day interactions. Like we lack mental health institutions in Nigeria. When I mean that we lack, it's not a sector where most people focus on. There are just different problems I feel in terms of economy. So my own collectible was based off making an opposite of Nigeria, and every art I make and animation I make is based around the opposite of what this current Nigeria is, and that is the way I'm able to sell a story or a market for my own collections as an artist. So any artist that is looking into going into the NFT space, or you that you are a Muslim, you are buying, you have to have a story behind it, and not just any story. The reason why you are buying this, because it's just like the crypto coins which we buy. Before you buy Ethereum, you ask yourself how many people use Ethereum and why is Ethereum going to going to profit you, or if it is a long-standing coin that can last for the long haul. And again, I'm sorry I kind of sound like as if I'm just I as an artist, the only thing I can say is just speak about my art, and I don't know if people are like can understand and are following me.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so as I was saying, if you are getting into any collectibles, you have to be sure of if it is going to profit you, because there are a whole lot of art out there. Because NFT is new, most people are still buying anything they can buy in hopes that was them. And it's the same way you also have many artists that are out there and they are also trying to copy other people's NFT because they feel like this one is doing good, this is doing good. And you might buy these things, and in the long haul, they will mess up because they will be worthless in the next future. Like not even just the next future, in the next 2 months, you might think that, okay, well, maybe this certain collectible that I bought is what is going to pay you, and eventually it wouldn't, and you just end up losing a whole lot of money and everything. And you have to constantly check YouTube. There are different tutorials on YouTube on how to use certain wallets and the platform which you would use into getting this thing. I use MetaMask, but there are different types of wallets, and you have to get something that is safe, because out there people are also hacking. They are also hacking people's wallets, and they can siphon out every amount of money you have. So you have to be careful when you are trying to maybe go for giveaway. You have to be really careful with how much you share your wallets out there to the public. Then, as I was saying, yes, you have to, when you have these certain wallets, and there are different types of platforms which you can host a certain collectible. We have Foundation, we have OpenSea, and Rarible. So with OpenSea, that's like the huge market for now, and that's like where everybody is like buying art and stuff. And if you're like a first timer artist or someone that is looking for something to buy and like to find a community around you, because I realized that NFT was all about community. You have to have people that they are with you and you are ready to move whatever sort of art piece you are interested in and you like, and you see that there's a potential in it, because that's the only reason why anybody should be buying an art. If it's something you like and you are like, okay, I see strong potential in this artist, and this is someone I want to support. And again, basically, I guess that's all I have to say. So I'm sorry, I don't have much to say, because me myself, I'm new to.
What?
Did you, sir?
Can you show some of your works?
Oh yeah, but I don't know how I would do that, because I guess I'm kind of new. I wanted to share the link. To.
Okay, great. Please, you can post the link on the chat.
Okay, I will do that. Let me do that now.
Okay, and then every other thing you want to share also, you can actually just post it to the chat.
Oh,
thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Mayo.
So if there's any question, you guys can ask.
Okay.
I prefer a more interactive session where if you ask me a question, I could most likely give a feedback on what I think and stuff.
Okay, great. So thank you so much. Ayobami, are you with us now?
Yeah, I'm with you guys. Good afternoon.
Okay, great. You can go now. Thank you so much.
Okay, good afternoon, guys.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Mayobami Toyu. Suddenly, when I tell people like an NFT collector, they laugh and be like, "Is an NFT collector is kind of a job or what?" But last 2 months ago, I think that was when I dived into the NFT world itself. Basically, because of everybody goes into something because of value, because of income, and so on. But I think I need to emphasize on more on what NFT is. But most of our speakers have already spoken because I came in late, so I'm sorry for that. So, but with the little ones I had, I can see they've already emphasized a lot on the NFT stuff. So what I'll be adding to it is for those who are interested in coming into the world or owning their own NFT. Being an NFT collector is more of a purchaser, like an adopter. But the difference here is you meet from the very first process. Like it's not as if maybe you just go into the marketplace and you get and you buy and you purchase the NFT. Like from the main artist, from the real original artist, you are the second owner of the NFT. That's what we call a NFT collector. And more of it is the NFT collector. What it does in the industries, they are the one that I can put them in position of an influencer. Because most of the time when I purchase an NFT, I try as much as possible for me to chill it, on Twitter, on any of my page, Instagram, or even more of my groups and WhatsApps. So they are more of influencer. An NFT collector are the one that source for a real art. It's not an NFT collector is not just another person that just saw an art and okay, let me just buy this. No, they've already did their own research and dive into the artist himself, know the quality of what he's actually bringing to the space. Because we have many actors, or I mean artists, trying to create something just because of the spike of the price of NFT. I think that was like last 3 months ago when CryptoPunks from OKC actually break the atmosphere with I think amazing price, amazing tag on it, like $60 million or something. So I think that has actually invite most artists to let me dive into this. And so I have some of friends like that actually end up losing their own money on top of that kind of art. So, hello, am I communicating?
Yeah, we are with you.
Okay, so being an NFT collector, you have to be very, very careful in whatever you are actually investing in, because you are like a leader to people that don't know anything about it, and they just see you upload something and they want to go into it. Though nobody is responsible for their laws, because normally in cryptocurrency we have what is called NFA, which is non-financial advice. So, but getting of spoiling of image and so on. Being an NFT collector, you have to be very, very, very careful and know what you're actually investing in. Like 2 months ago, when CryptoPunks breaks the atmosphere, and everyone was struggling, NFTs. I don't know if anyone have come across the NFT on the Tron blockchain. We have the one on the Binance too, which is BSC, but I've not been into that. I've not going into that like for long, but I actually based on NFT on Tron blockchain, and we have the likes of Minbit, we have the likes of Punks, we have the likes of Broad Ape. Those are the ones I'm actually into, and if you check my Twitter account handle, you can see most of my NFT which I displayed there. Actually, I can say it's 500,000. I make my 500,000 last month on T-Punks. So I minted T-Punk for $100. I sold it for 10,000 true. It's almost half a million. That's what I make on that T-Punks. So be an NFT collector rather. You have to be sure of what you buy, what you purchase. I have many NFT that I've already purchased, and for almost 1 month now, nothing is hyping. And if you have to dive into this kind of projects, like this kind of NFT stuff, you don't have to be always in sales, because those are what some people don't understand. Some people believe, okay, if I buy this today, then tomorrow I'll make gain. No, some people made mistake when it comes to broad ape NFT on Tron blockchain. I have a nigga that mints almost 50 pieces of broad ape. That kind of person, if the market is not moving, you'll be so desperate in selling that kind of thing for a lesser price, and it will make other investors to lose, and which is really, really happening. So we minted broad ape at the price of 1,500 TRS. Could you believe some people are selling it for lower at 600 TRS? Imagine someone that doesn't understand how this thing works and he sees people selling it for 600 Tron. You'll be like, have I lost my invest? Have I do this? But the moment you understand what an NFT is or what the project you're actually investing in, you understand that kind of person is someone who's desperate to make income or to make gain in like a two days interval or whatever. Let me use a tip of crypto on OpenSea as an example. I think I had the news like some meted this crypto punks around 2017. Yeah, 2017. Why it makes its huge value on in this year. Imagine 3 years interval or 4 years interval. Some people who have that kind of patience and they'll be like, no, I want to sell. Some people say then like $1,000. Why some that can be patient enough sold their own for 36,000, $38,000. So if you are to dive into the NFT, I think you just have to make your own research, like know what you're actually investing in. Don't just rush into it based on the rumor, the hyping and everything. Like someone actually invited me or to Solana NFT. It's not as if Solana NFT is not cool. It's not okay. It's fine. In fact, they sold their NFT in seconds. I have a project, forgotten the name, but it sold in less than 50 seconds. Like that's the fastest NFT I will ever experience in my life. Like sold out 50 seconds. It's not even up to 1 minute. And whereas we have some other ones that actually sold out in 1 minute, and at the end of the day, it will still rock pool. Like someone asked me, is it possible for NFT to rock pool NFT to rock pool just like cryptocurrency? I say yes, it's very, 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 very possible. It's very, very possible. I've come across 2 to 3 projects like that, two on Solana and one on TRS, which is Tron, that actually rock pool. So if you want to acquire NFT, don't just buy just for the sake of maybe people are buying, or for the sake of you want to make quick gain in 2 days and 3 days. Buying an NFT, you should be able to you should be able to do some kind of follow up and kind of patience on the NFT you buy, and know the real value of what you're buying. Like the board ape that I made mention of earlier, the board ape, they are really doing really, really fine on TRS, and they're actually creating some kind of things that we give the early adopters, like we now, the early adopters, we have the opportunity of getting a mutant. A mutant is second to the Broad Ape. So right now, if you meet original Broad Ape, Broad Ape NFT last month, you'll be given a mutant ape. Those are kind of opportunities you need to look into. Not that they will just create an NFT and you start buying without you. The reason why I love that Broad Ape, we have almost three types of Broad Ape on Throne links, on Throne blockchain rather. The reason why I choose that Broad Ape is because of their roadmap. Anything I'm buying for signing NFT, you have to make sure it has a roadmap. I don't know about OpenSea because I've not been into OpenSea NFT collection or like that. But I basically started on Throne blockchain. So, and I'm very interested in your roadmap. Any NFT or on any kind of blockchain that is not having a roadmap, I don't think that is a good, because you just want to come get your money and leave you into it. Like one of my bosses is actually creating an NFT on the Throne blockchain. Me seeing the roadmap, I'm very, very impressed, and I'm willing to dive into it, like invest a lot into it. Like I have a group that are already informed about the Throne, the NFT. So when you see the value of the NFT you are buying, there are some NFT that you buy that even the investor will comes in and will be like, wow, this is a great thing to invest in. Why I have some other ones that even they launch only 5,000 of the NFT, and they are yet to sold 2,000 of it. To be an NFT collector, you just have to be very, very sure of what you are buying, what the value of what this thing is worth. So don't just say because someone is buying, or because I saw this or this, because I heard NFT is booming, so I just have to dive into it. You have to be very, very certain of what you are putting your money into. They used to say, don't put what you don't. I don't know that language in crypto. Don't put what you can't afford to lose or something. I laugh. Every single penny from me is worthy. Like $1, I cherish $1, because before I trade $1 and give my $1, I know what I see. So if I'm putting something into a project on the crypto space, I should understand what I'm putting my money into. So I think that's what I have to say about NFT collector. I don't even want to have a question, and I'm highly open to answer any question right now. Thank you so much
Okay.
for
Before you go, Ayobami, please, can you show us some of your works? And
actually,
some of the tokens you are looking at buying very soon. I mean, artworks.
okay, that's not a problem. Right now, I can
That's
merge my works on this. I have some glitchy on connecting to my system. So I actually switch back to my phone. So I'll do that later. Maybe I'll send the link to the host so you can share to the group so they can go and check it on my Twitter account or something. Then why I can for people looking out for NFT to actually go into, you can go into Broad Ape. Actually, the meeting has ended. The meeting has ended, so you just have to buy from the marketplace. You can go into Tip Apes. This one is actually created by Shahid. I don't know, maybe people know about the guy, and the guy is doing greatly fine. This particular NFT was made mention of in Dubai conference late last week or something. Yeah. So, and I get the likes of Clever. I don't know, maybe people have heard about Clever. They will be doing their meeting on October 5. Like this project has been the best project I've ever actually invested in my life. Like DVK, under the Clever, they have the DVK. DVK is the one actually, bringing out this NFC, and they are everything is just cool. But I will share the link because I don't even know how to emphasize more about it because of time on the DVK. That one, I won't want anybody to miss on this DVK in particular. It's not a paid promotion actually. It's just what I believe is good to share with people. Share, understand? So we people should look on Brody app. That one has already finished meeting. You can only buy on their market place. T-Apes too done meeting. You can actually buy it down too on market, because there are some people that are eager to sell in lower price. That's why I'm still referring you guys to that. If you buy, like some people meted it for 1,000 TRS and they are selling for 800 TRS. So you can actually buy that and hold for some times, then you sell for again. Why on DVK that I made mention earlier, that one you can hit me up on Twitter, and I'll tell you how to go about it, because you will need some kind of their tokens before you can be able to meet, and it's kind of long process. You understand? So that's all about.
Okay, thank you so much, Ayabami. Please, you'll still be around for the question and answer segment.
I mean,
But before then, please, can you post all the links that you have to post? Can you post in the chat so that everyone can have access to it?
okay,
To
that.
avoid
I'll do that
spelling.
too.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, Maiwa has actually done a lot, said a lot about what arts to buy, what not to not buy, and it's also confirming what Nick said earlier about the fact that okay, you also have to tell a story with whatever thing you are selling as an art, because that's actually what people are buying. So it's a matter of selling perspectives, selling values and all. So Nick has posted links to his works in the chat, so you can check it out. So right now we are going to the last speaker, who is Mr. Aroke Joshua. Mr. Aroke Joshua has more than 15 years experience in software development, and recently he's actually going into an NFT startup. So he has a lot for us, and yeah, let me just give him the platform to address us. Mr. Joshua Aroke, are you there?
Thank you very much, Mr. Ibrahim.
Oh, you're welcome.
Everybody, good afternoon. I hope everybody can hear me. I want to believe you are hearing me.
Yes.
So I'm going to be sharing my screen, and yeah, we can get started. Okay, I'll do this. Okay, can you all see my screen? Hello?
Yes, please. We can see your screen.
Okay, so NFT explain the science, art for dummies. Thanks to SkillNG for organizing this. My name is Joshua Aroke, and before we start, special thanks for everyone, but let's first look at something very, very important. So yeah, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing in this presentation should be taken as a financial advice, but for education purpose, I want to believe that's the same for every other speaker that has spoken. The lawyer, I know he knows things, and yes, he's not doing financial advice, but he's doing legal advice. So if you need more information while I'm doing this, Alpha will be able to enlighten you. But yeah, you are responsible for your profit and loss, yes, no doubt. But if you make profits from what you have had from Mayowa, Alpha, or Lateju, please, you can share with us. We are interested. All right, so moving forward, NFTs. What is NFT? Why, how, and where? I think those are the questions that have been running through our minds. And the developer has really dealt a big blow on it, and he has explained a lot. The lawyer has also given a good insight. Then the designer and the collector. Now, most of the things they have said is very accurate, and I will just be touching on some things that I feel like I should point out. Now, the non-fungible tokens, you've already know about that, the overview of everything. It's not changeable, you cannot change it. You know, the market capitalization, we'll be talking about where the money is as a creator. I believe Toib has done something beautiful in telling us how you can also make money as a collector. How to start an NFT project and what you have to be looking out for as a collector, security tips, and yeah, we're also open for business, but I'm going to be telling you that. Okay, so non-fungible tokens, it means you cannot change it. Let's picture an example. I want this to be as engaging as possible, but let's picture an example of money and arts, which has already been explained. I won't do much in that. But yeah, I can always give you 10 naira. I can give you back to denomination for 5 naira to exchange for it. But in arts, Mona Lisa painting by Da Vinci is still the original art, no one else. You can get many from a street of Ikeja, but that does not qualify it to be the very Mona Lisa painting. Please notice that. Then, yeah, how did it come about? 2012, 2013, there's what they call color coin with BTC, thanks to Satoshi for bringing up the old Bitcoin thing. And Color Coin is another NFT, the very, very early, the first version of NFT. And before it's, start moving into the whole Ethereum chain and everything. And what's our NFT being used for? So far, so good. We've heard about the arts. You can use it for arts, and you can use it for music, anything that you can just think of making to be digital, and you want it to be as unique as possible, fraud-proof, and every other thing about it. So just anything. But the more popular one is the arts, which is what most people are currently doing, which is art can also come as a form of, it can come in music, videos, but yeah, NFT arts are the popular ones and what people have been doing. So first, we have the market cap of about $21 billion so far, so good. That's huge. Probably those money are lying somewhere. Our president may be looking for how to borrow the money. And again, sorry, I'm trying to also check the chat. And again, on Ethereum chain alone, about 14.7 billion. All these are estimates, but they are very close, because one thing about blockchain is everything is transparent and you can always get facts and figures, especially in a decentralized chain. Some other things may happen in non-decentralized chain. We are not to deal with that, but I just want to mention that everything here may be almost accurate. If there is any discrepancy, it will be very, very little. Okay, and again, we are looking at the popular chains where you can see NFT. You can get it done on Ethereum. There is Polygon chain, there is Binance chain, there is Solana, Cardano, Avalanche, and many more of them. But the most popular one is Ethereum. Though I remember when the first speaker, that's Olateji, was talking, somebody said gas fee. Yeah, there's gas fee, and it's crazy on Ethereum. But the good thing is maybe we should be hopeful with layer 2. There are some improvement that may actually come into the space. That shouldn't scare you from coming into the NFT space. Now, the first question I want to ask is this. Please, you can just indicate in the chat. I just want to know how many of us here are graphics designer. I don't want to ask much about developers. Graphics designer, you can just indicate by typing maybe graphics or digital artist or something like that in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself. Okay, thank you, Amos.
I am on.
Okay, and yep, if you're graphics artist, please just type in that box. And software engineer, if you're a software engineer, you can also type in that box. I pick more interest in graphics developer because the NFT stuff is small of their space. They are the real guys now when it comes to crypto. Yeah. So also, okay, thank you very much, Oladimeji. I'm not asking of Olateju, right? You are the first speaker. Well, leave that space for them, please. Okay, so yeah, thank you. Software, graphics, and 3D. Oh, wow, beautiful. Okay. Oh, I also make animations. Thank you, Mayowa. Thank you very much. Okay, now let's look at it. I think we still have about 38 in numbers here or more. Forget about that. I just need that for me to be able to see the chats. Sorry, just ignore it. If you are not a developer, it's not meant for you, but it's something for blockchain, please. Just ignore it. Yeah. Well, it's a blockchain on your machine for testing some stuff when you're writing some codes for blockchain. Yeah, it's just a kind of a local blockchain, like the way you have localhost if you're localhost SDK or something like that, but ignore it, please. Just ignore it. I just want to be able to read the chat. That's why I switched screen. Okay, now, thank you, software engineer. Now, how many of us are holding coin? Bitcoin, Ethereum, anything you're holding? Fungible token, don't really want to deal with that, but if you're holding coin, I just want to know. If you're holding Bitcoin, Ethereum, anything, you can, okay, Amos, okay, thank you for that. Now, thank you, Candy. Now, let's go back to this. So if you're holding Bitcoin, it means somehow, some way you are one of the people that is making this space to be bubbling. If you're a digital artist, you are here, I believe you're going to be diving into NFT very soon. Now, why I'm asking is this. Why do you want to hold a coin in the first place? It's most likely for the profit. And yeah, you don't just want to hold one coin, hold dollar, because it's because of a profit, or because some people, because of what Nigeria is now, they want to find another way of storing their wealth. Now, values and utility. Why will you want to buy an NFT? As a collector, you may look at it from the profits on sales. You want to profit, somebody like Toib did. But let's look at values and utilities. The only reason why I want to start looking for that very Da Vinci axe is because I found value in it. That very Mona Lisa, the very original copy, and wherever it is. But let me tell you a story about a friend. His name is Shola, back in secondary school. So I have this pen. I got it from my mom. Yeah, she bought all this, what they call it, Hollandaise or whatever. So I got a pen, which is a gift from that very for that very cloth. No matter if I'm going to value the pen, it shouldn't be more than 100 naira. And for the fact that it was even given to me, or that I pick it from that very cloth, that, packaged with all those materials that they used to buy now. And here I went to my friend's place and I showed him the pen. The pen is so beautiful. Let me not lie to you. It's a very fine pen, and he was begging me for it. You know what I do? I sold the pen, but I didn't just sell the pen. I sold the story to the pen. I told my friend that, okay, remember that my uncle that is in Spain actually sent some stuff, and this pen was part of it. So the pen is so precious to me. And Shola actually wants to give somebody a birthday gift, a girl. He needed the pen so badly. I told him the pen was 1,000 naira. That's in 2010. Sorry, I actually have to do that. I said, this is what we can do. You can give me 1,000 naira as a security. I'll give you the pen, but you must return it to me. Then I didn't know that he's going to present it out as a gift. But he found value in that very pen. And I also found my own value in the pen, but not as much as he do. And yeah, I traded the pen to him, the 100 naira pen, if it has to even have a value, because then pen is 20 naira. So if you have some special pen, all this executive kind of pen, I can always tell you that this is 1,000, and you believe me when I even say it's imported from Spain. So yeah, he actually presented the pen. The pen actually caused some issue between me and him. I never told you to sell it, but yeah, that's it. I'm able to place a value on the pen. I saw the story along with the pen, and he bought into it. And that's one of the things that are happening in the NFT space. It's your work as a creator. You know the value can attach to it, and you can tell people that this is how much work I've done to it, and this is how much it means to me. And with that, please, you can actually react in the box if you are with me. But yeah, when the first speaker was saying something about Sapa, I hope he didn't know that I actually prepare a video, a very short clip, very popular one, probably you've come across it. But let's quickly picture something around here. Please, if you are with me, you can just comment in the box. You don't say. Wow! Okay. It's 4 o'clock. Okay. Let me hold it there. I want to check your comment. Okay, but something happened there, right? Here is a broke girl who is hungry and just thinking about money to take home. And here is a collector who values the work on seeing it. Is a collector, he values work. That's the value he attached to the work. It was very, very wow, right? This guy is not an artist, as this scene portrays. But what's happening is this man really loved this work, right? Wow! And the rest of the story, you can get the link and try and watch it. But yeah, let me just play a little bit. Sorry.
Italy.
That design was never from Italy. All right. Anyway, Kiki wants to rock fool that man. But anyway, it's all good. It's the man that actually has the value in it. But that's one thing about her. What you place value on, somebody else will see it, and it doesn't mean anything to the person. And if you go through the video, you see where the old stuff doesn't make any meaning to macaroni, but this make a meaning to this man. He was pricing some millions, where Kiki herself wanted to sell for maybe 2,000 or 3,000. But away from that, let's go back to our presentation. So that's where I'm talking about values and utility. The man found value in it. My friend found value in the pen. But again, it's all your work. You are the one putting it out there. You are the one that can place value on it. And yep, you know the best value you want to attach to it. In my own case, I attach value to the pen because I like the pen. In this case, the man was the one, the buyer was the one that actually attached value to it. Now, profit on sales, yeah, like Toyib rightly said, you can always make profit on sales. Why will anybody want to get NFT? Of course, display of wealth. Why will I want to buy a Richard Milles worth some millions of naira, the wristwatch, you know? It's just because I probably want to show off that I know these things and I like them and I collect some of them. I want to have it on me. I think that may actually be answering some of our developer Olateju Suleiman, because if I'm speaking from developer point of view, I will share the same sentiments with Mr. Olateju, but no, I won't be doing that now. Okay, now again, why will anybody want to get it? Some people want it because they just want to hang something out there in my parlor worth 5 million naira, or to show off that anybody that comes into my space will know that, yeah, I'm the guy, you know. And now games and community engagement. Okay, some people, because they want to play game, there are a lot of games in blockchain world now, play to earn. You, unlike the usual game where you play, probably you'll be the one spending money. You play and you earn money from playing. Something like Axie Infinity is one of them, whereby you get to buy some NFT to even get into the game in the first place. So yeah, that's games and community. Some board APH, a very popular NFT. If you have it, you have some exclusive part of your community that you may be able to access. So there are many NFTs like that. Let me know if you guys are with me. You can just comment. Yep, and humans just love to collect things. They love to collect stuff. Then again, NFT is fraud proof. There is a very popular movie, Arsène Lupin. I believe many of us must have watched it on Netflix. So if you remember how Lupin get to stole some jewelry, a particular jewelry from a museum, I think in Spain, right? And yeah, it's not easy to happen. Then they do steal art too, though some art's protected with some security law enforcement, you know, those, but that does not mean it cannot be compromised in films. Yeah, but in the aspect of blockchain, anything that you put on blockchain, right, especially on Ethereum or Bitcoin blockchain, I have my bias for Binance, though it's still almost the same thing. But anything you have on blockchain, it means, let's say we have 1 million transaction. We're looking at blocks connected together, just the way the developer explained it. So for you to be able to come on that block and try to change a block, you must be ready to alter those 1 million blocks, which is near impossible, because what's about the computing resources? So it's just like if I have, let's say we're looking at how we are on this very group chat, and of course you have Mr. A. Let's say I share a secret with the host. Now the secret that I share with the host, I call it A. Only me and the host know that it's A. I'm the starter of this whole process. And the hosts share another secret with somebody else on this very group. Now, and it's go on and on like that, whereby we share secrets. But for every secret that is being shared between me and the host, it is so connected in such a way that if somebody wants to bribe one of us, it should be ready to bribe every one of us. So that's the concept, which is nearly impossible. I'm talking about millions, not for not the, I'm just citing an example. Let's say we are about millions and somebody wants to bribe one of us, then it should be able to bribe everybody, then it should be able to have the computing resources to change everything. So that is why it's fraud-proof, and it's on Ethereum chain, it's on different chains. It makes it fraud-proof because it's on chain, yeah. I know somebody was asking, what if I change it, what should I change it? I think the legal aspect, I've answered that, but the major thing is I'm the original owner, and if you are displaying my stuff, it does not belong to you. You are just displaying it. It doesn't make you the original owner. That answered the question of whosoever is thinking that, okay, I can print another one and you won't know. No, it's on a particular chain. It belongs to a particular project. It can be verified. So if you just print something and you put it up out there that I'm the owner, you should be able to provide your wallet that contains that very property that you claim. So that's it. Now, what are the opportunities? As a creator, digital artists, music artists, software engineers, there are a lot of opportunities for you out there. Collectors, investors, the opportunities for digital artists, you can actually do some cool art, sell it from 2, 5, 10 at crazy prices. Depends on how you value your stuff and how you sell it. How do you sell it? I think one of the things to master is how to sell a particular product as an artist or as a content creator. One very good thing that everybody will agree with me that Apple has, they know how to sell their stuff very well. Yeah, many people may not know about Google Pixel, but they know about Apple product, they know about iPhone, because Apple is able to sell their products very well. That's one of their legacy. And collectors, yeah, investors, you can always make cool money, extend. What I'm saying is extend, probably you mint or you buy at $1,000, and yeah, by the time you're selling for about $10,000, $100,000. Remember, like I said, I'm not your financial advisor, but yeah, that's it. You can make X10, X100, X whatever that's the project got to where you are selling, and based on your entry points. Then the social media, you can become a social media community manager, Discord, Twitter, everybody is going on TikTok now. Those are things you can actually master and get into the NFT space, study it, and you can become a community manager. You get paid for everything. Yeah, that's it. On blockchain, you get paid for almost everything except you're on some partnership deal. Yeah, which is still in the long run, you're going to get paid if the project becomes successful. And you can become a business manager, you can become a legal practitioner, whereby you can, draft some documents if it's required, litigations, even though litigations may be very, very may not be that common in decentralized space much, because everything is settled with the contracts, the codes that people are writing. Everything is settled with that, which means if I collaborate with Olateju or Toib or any one of the investors, I can even write the code in such a way, or we can tell Olateju to write the code in such a way that how we are going to split these profits should go this way. And of course, yeah, as a creator, you still earn some money from royalty. So where is the money as a creator? Now, there are two ways to get to make money in NFT as a creator, because I'll be treating much of creator, investor, Toiba said part of an investor. So let's look at this. Art, you can do a single art collection. Single art, you can make it into collection, but single art, like maybe just 1, 2, 10, 40, depends on how far you can go. And you can do collectibles. So single art is when you as an artist, you carry, you pick your tools and you make a beautiful and stunning art. You put it on OpenSea, you mint it by yourself, you pay some bucks, maybe $100, $80, depends on gas, because that's one thing you need to also know about. We're going to be talking about that a little bit more later down the line. Yeah, you pay some gas, you mint it yourself, you put it on OpenSea or Raribles, or what do you call it again? Nifty giveaway. Yeah, Nifty getaway, right? Then you can sell it at what price you want. Depends on how you value it, what story behind it, what you write, how do you sell it to art lovers out there. And you can make collectibles, which is the one that I'm very, very, very much more interested in. Like, make collections of arts, 5,000, 10,000. I'll tell you why I'm more interested in that. One thing is, for a single art, right? You need to have a very good plan of how to sell it, and you need to sell something convincing. Like, and for the collectibles too, you need to do the same, but it's where you get to do some stuff that it may not be solely based on your design, but you get to have some other things attached to it to make it what you can sell. Like board APH, this very one here is the board APH, very popular collection. Yeah, there is a community behind it. So the community is one of the things why some people want to jump on it. The value, the price is one of the things. The art is also cool. CryptoPunk, I don't know, right from there, I don't really like CryptoPunks as far as I'm concerned when it comes to design. But yeah, it's a work of art. You need to appreciate that somebody have thought that, okay, you can make some pixels this way. Yeah, but looking at it from another view, many people may not really like it. Maybe I'm the only one. Then CryptoKits is very cool, beautiful things too. Like, I love those pieces too. They are very, very nice. Now let's look at, now I will say that I will agree with you that Mayowa has touched on how you can make money on single arts. You just need to be able to draw something cool and convincing and upload it out there, put a price on it, put all the details, just like you are being shown by Olateju in the first presentation. Now, collectibles. Okay, collectibles are more like a big project. Okay, I've spoken about this. Collectibles are more like big projects, and how do you go about creating collectible and single art? And I've already told you, you have your Stony Arts, your Ethereum wallet, you found it to mint. Of course, there are more other wallets like Hardware Wallet, Trust Wallet, and many other wallets. But yeah, MetaMask is very, very popular. So we won't be talking much about wallet, but there are other wallets, just in case you want to have preference on it. And collectibles too, what you need is to have your Stony Art concepts for collectibles. The board APH just look like, okay, let's do apes. Different colors, different designs, 5,000, 10,000, 10,000 of them. And artists too, you need an artist. You need a blockchain developer, a full stack, preferably if you are on a lean budget, try and get a full stack so you can reduce some costs. That's if you're dealing with collectibles. Then of course, you're gonna be having, you need to have Ethereum in your wallet to do your deployment and some other things that you're going to be doing in the space. And the community manager is something you also need to get. Then you need promotions, influencers, and celebrity. Of course, one of the things about the NFTs, there has to be celebrity hype. There has to be celebrity hype. For you to have a successful project, you need to have people talking about it. You need to make sure you are taking the internet in one way or the other. You are taking some chunk, your own niche, you are talking to them, you are making them realize it's a project they really need to get into. Then, of course, you need a project website.
Yes, Joshua. But yep. I feel like more people should not like be scared to form a community. With the way everybody is here now, they could also link up with each other and also constantly talk about how they can create a community of their own, to know that, okay, or maybe if they have a specific art person that everybody knows that they like and stuff, they can constantly build hype around it by themselves. Because I feel like in a team where, or a community where, how would I put it, there's this sort of web that everybody knows that, okay, this is an active team, more people are going for it. Because everybody in this, like, whether you like it or not, most times when I draw and certain people like 100 people are commenting and they like it and stuff, that's when I see more people commenting. That on a normal day, if I did a certain drawing and only a few people commented it, they will just scroll over it. So I feel like if there's a community and like they also constantly invest in a certain
art collection or collectible, they can do where Muslim promoting such this thing. And there are different types of art and stuff that people can always get towards them to sell. And I don't think I explained it previously. I'm sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah, no problem.
yes. I don't think I explained it when I was talking. Like on foundation, if you are going to foundation, those are pieces where you know that you are getting most likely 1 out of 1 editions. Those ones are the ones that they are always expensive, and most times they always go for over $1,000 and stuff. And those ones are the ones that you know that this person, the reason why you're collecting this art is because you know that what's name, you can sell it for maybe 2 or 3 times the price, and that's also based on the way the art like the art is perceived by other people and stuff. But for OpenSea, which majority of people are in, that's where it was them. They should always like people can also build a community around it, like not necessarily um not necessarily celebrities to what's them hype it, because most times when celebrities hype price of what's them of an NFT, later on they later find out that what's them, there are some of those NFTs that you later find out that what's them, they are the ones that they are later worth nothing in the end. So that's basically what I just wanted to say. That hype can sometimes derail people into thinking that this thing is worth more than it is.
Okay, yeah, I get that. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's very, very correct. But also, we cannot deny the fact that there are other projects that hype has really helped. Something like the board APH, we find out that a celebrity bought at 77, 8. That itself is something that itself is going to pump the price, but it's very, very okay if you have your own community. But if I'm just saying all of this, the hype, putting the celebrity hype, if you have the money or you have people on board that are ready to do it. I think few days ago, if not about 3 or 5 days ago, Don Jazzy and Austin actually released an NFT. And for someone like that, it's going to go far and easier with that kind of collaboration that somebody that doesn't have a celebrity. Though the project may not later be as organic as you want it to be, and it may, that is also subjected to how serious the people behind the project is. But I understand that, yeah, hype can also just take you up at some point, and at the end of the day, it may not really make a long-term impact. But yeah, it's still something if you can get it. Then influencers, of course, if you don't have your community, you will want to, you cannot just have a product and keep it on your system, right? Or just put it on OpenSea. People won't discover it. So you need to find a way of getting it out. Maybe you already joined some community. Otherwise, you need to find a way of creating a community or actually going out there to promote it. Yes. You just make sure you have a way of promoting it, but they are optional. But yeah, these are things that I think you need to be able to do that. Then, of course, a project website. So thank you for that. Yeah, it's worth noting if you want to have a celebrity hype or not. But yeah, it's one way you can do it. Another way is to have a community yourself. Another way is to build a community. But I will appreciate if I have a project being promoted by Burna Boy or Whiskey at this point.
Yeah, it's actually nice to have both. I can't lie. Like both makes it. That's the reason why Body is like way on top now, and it's not going to come down. Both is very necessary.
Okay, so thank you for that. So in case you are wondering how much is it going to take you to create collectibles, rough estimate of creating single arts is just your own effort as an artist and pushing it out there means it's for a couple of dollars. It depends on gas. Depends on how much gas is at the time you are doing that. I'll give you tips based on what I've studied so far. I think afternoon gas are a bit reduced, and that's because probably some part of the world that are dealing much in NFT may be a bit on their resting time, and yeah, that will drop the number of transactions, priorities on the blockchain itself. But yeah, it's something worth noting. I think weekends too are beautiful for gas. Now, I'm trying to put up an estimate here. It's a rough estimate, but don't be scared of anything. And it also depends on your pockets. But yeah, you need to get a blockchain developer if you are dealing with collectibles of 5K, 10K, because you cannot have an artist. I believe Mayowa will not draw 5,000 arts in the next 2, 3 weeks. No. But this is what Mayowa can do for me. It can create what we call a base layer or base assets. So you need somebody like Mayowa to create the base layers for you if you're going to be doing something like Bored API or Rage Rhino or CryptoKitties. Define those is created probably some 200, 150, 300 assets. Then you need a blockchain developer to write your smart contract for you, because you won't be needing to do OpenSea smart contract again. You don't actually want to do that. How many times do you want to call click mint on OpenSea to have 5,000 ads on OpenSea? So you don't want to do that. So you need to create a smart contract. So you need a blockchain developer to do that. And you may get a full stack blockchain developer around 1,000 to 5,000. These are just estimates, please. You can go on Upwork and check. You may be seeing somebody cheaper, maybe some Indian and Pakistani guys. Depends on you. You may be seeing somebody quite more expensive, maybe the likes of Olateju, who are in the banks, and that kind of money, you may need to pay them very well. Or you may also need to get to maybe, you just need to find your way around it. But I can estimate that around 1,000 to 5,000, but let's say 1,000, you may get a developer, full stack developer now, that may get you somewhere around that value. And an artist, depends on your artist too, how you want to be paid, but something you can still get somebody to do that for you. But also, all these are just estimate. I'll tell you why I keep emphasizing estimate. Of course, hosting, for some $200, probably you get a DigitalOcean, the cheapest option. You scale when you find out, okay, your project is going good, you may scale up, other stuff. Then Ethereum gas for deployment, it depends on activity on blockchain. You may be lucky, your gas average maybe some 30, there's what they call GWA. Let's not even really talk much on that, but there is a gas to pay. Because if you are going to be doing anything, if I want to send a delivery to go and bring something for me, of course, I'll pay for the gas and pay for the money. So all these things, you have to pay for gas of the miners and people around blockchains who are doing the mining, of course. So promotion and marketing, maybe it will not be less than $500, depends on, maybe you want to do giveaway or you have your community. It depends on the asset that you already have and who are those people on it? Are those people interested in your project, or do you need to get promoted? So that's where Mayowa is talking about. And at the end of the day, you may be doing about $5,000 to launch a project like this. It may not be up to, and it may be more than that, but this is what I'll say. If your pocket is not this deep to do this, you have options. And the options are, be wise about it. If you're a blockchain developer, not just because your pocket is not this deep, that's why I'm giving you this option, is because you don't have to be greedy on projects, right? And you also need to look at how can it be win-win for everybody. So what if I, as a blockchain developer, I can bring in a marketer, let's have an agreement, you'll be taking some percentage shares of the initial sales or profits. You as a, artist, you'll be taking this. You can be an artist and make that kind of calls. Just call people together that you trust their work. And this give a kind of a sense of belonging. It's not even just giving the sense. It brings the sense of belonging, because if I'm being paid fixed amounts to do a certain job, if it's not programming now, programming is easy. The output must be this, although deep down we can also look at some parts whereby programming may not be exact what you are interested in functionality. But yeah, we also know that on the back, how the code is written may matters to the developer for scaling and every other thing. But that may not be the case with artists, because an artist may feel dedicated to a job because of what he's earning. if he's earning just some fixed amount or he's earning some percentage commission, which may be more than whatsoever fixed amount that you are giving him or her, whatsoever you think it is. But the best idea I think you want to go about this at initial stage is to collaborate. So just try and collaborate with one or two person in the team to bring down the cost. So at the end of the day, if you're able to collaborate with everybody, you may get to just be paying for deployment fee and hosting, and maybe a couple of promotioners, yeah. And if you're not able to collaborate with everybody, whosoever you're collaborating with is going to bring down your cost. But yeah, don't let it scare you. If you're an artist, don't let this scare you. If you are thinking of creating collection, like I said, single art is very easy. But yeah, let's go further. Now, what is the potential rewards on all of this? I'll be picking two case studies. And yeah, the first one is Raging Rhino. So Raging Rhino, I actually work on this project, even though I had it has been rock full or something now. I work on some part of this project, but now let's look at something. When they started minting, right? I hope everybody is with me. Let me just get an audience to be sure that I'm not talking to myself alone. Please.
Yes, we are with you.
Yes, you are with you.
So when they started this project, there's 2 or 3 phases when you are doing collectibles. The first phase is you want people to mint. That's where you make your primary sales. In fact, I can call it something like close to initial coin offering. You make your primary sales, and it all depends on how you want to share it and what your project's roadmap is like. Now, they mint this at 0.02 per art, and they have about 5,000 in their collection. Now, if you have 0.02 multiplied by, let's say they reserve some for giveaways, friends, and themselves, let's say 200, it may not be up to that. So if you are doing 4,800 sales at 0.028, you'll be making 96.8, and 96 Ethereum is about 308,000. I can tell you for free, this project sold out in 1 week. Now, I'm not saying they make 308,000 in 1 week, because part of their roadmap is that they are going to be donating to charity, which is a Rhino Foundation. They did that at some point, yeah. And this also depends on their roadmap. Some may tell you that, okay, 10% of the money or 50% of the money is going to Rhino Foundation, is going to this. This is what belongs to the developer. But yeah, I know they make some money on this very well. And yeah, they build a community around it. The community is going on until lately, maybe like last week, I heard that they actually couldn't manage community again. But now, another example, this is a Nigerian, Afrodroid by Owo. I don't know how many of us have seen that. You can indicate if you have come across the project, Afrodroid by Owo, and they did 0.0758 to mint an art. From my study, I was able to check what they reserved on their Etherscan. I found out that they reserved about 117, which means they probably sold up to 12,000 arts, if not exact, for 0.07 arts, 7x. So that's about 900 Ethereum. If my calculation is not wrong, you can check. Then that's about $2,985,651. I don't know how much time they spent on it. I don't know where they've gotten the concept, how they've gotten the concept, but it's a very brilliant concept to have a droid that is African-like. And that project also sold out in less than a month, if not even a week, but I can't remember exactly, but I know it's less than a month. It was able to sell out this very project. And yeah, I don't know how much you're spending on the roadmap, but it all depends on what you promise the people in the community that you're going to be selling. I mean, you're going to be doing your roadmap. Are you doing it? Are you going to be giving them a couple of, some people are just like, okay, this community, there are a couple of more arts that are coming, stunning arts that I'm going to be giving some of you, something like the Raging Rhino. If you have a Raging Rhino now, if they release, I mean, when they release the Mutants ape, you probably have gotten a Mutants ape, which Mutant ape itself, the last time I checked, I think the floor price is 7.8, which means you have another gift for minting and already making profits on that very board APH. You have a gift that worth something more. So these are the potential rewards when you make this kind of project. If you have a fantastic roadmap, some may have a roadmap that won't even cost them much. Probably out of this 900 Ethereum, maybe 200 we go back to the project, maybe 100, but you have something great to go with if you can have a brilliant project like this. Something great to start up a new project, a new phase of life, like Olateju explained. If you have this kind of money somewhere lying in your wallet, if you hear Sapa, it won't make minutes to you. Like Sapa, it won't just make any minute to you, wherever, whatever they call it. You're like, what is it? You can even dash out some. Okay, moving forward. But like I said, it all depends on the roadmap. This is just what I'm putting here. It all depends on the roadmap. What do you have aligned for people, for them to buy? Is the art so stunning that you don't even need to necessarily start giving them anything back? Are you trying to look at donation to charity? Okay, yeah. Afro Droid by Owu also is donating to some education projects. I can't remember which one, but education projects in Nigeria from their roadmap. Yeah, and that's that part of what you can make huge, right? I hope many of you will agree with me that, yeah, you can make some huge amount of money from collectibles or single ads. It's all depends on your concept and what you can put out there. Okay, so where are the markets? This, I don't think I really need to mention this anymore. You've already heard that there is Rarible, sorry, there's no S. Nifty, Gateway, OpenSea, I think that's the most popular. BNB also have their own markets. I don't know what they call it, but yeah, I'm not really a fan of BNB much, but I don't know what they call it here, but they have their own markets. Solana, that's Solana market. Solana is also making wave. If you want to be a potential buyer into project that won't really kill you in gas, you can think of Solana. You can think of anyone that is being deployed on Polygon chain or on BNB. They are cheaper when it comes to gas because that's even one of their selling points. So they are cheaper and they are very fast. That's why you can see 50-second sales. Like Mayawara Itotoib said, you may not get that on Ethereum because the block currently has a lot of transactions to process and their transaction processing per second is slow compared to what you have on Solana. Hopefully the upgrade that we are going to be having will help all of this. Now, the social media, what you can do to know more about NFT, just follow this handles. Make sure you follow NFT project on Twitter, Discord. You can just get into their community, watch what they are doing, try to learn more. Then you can search this hashtag, crypto arts, NFT shields, OpenSea, Raribles, many couple of other hashtags that you can search. And of course, you can do the same on Instagram. And you can also promote your projects via all of this. Then as a creator, celebrity hype around projects are also great. Sorry, that's a spelling error. You can always have a celebrity hype in your project. It's also good for you, though it may not be too organic. When your projects gain organic audience, it's even better because it will go far. And yeah, here we go to the security tips. You know, you used to get some calls. Are you all with me? Sorry. You used to get some calls. Yeah, we are supposed to look for roadmap. I'll get to that.
Yes.
We used to get some calls that Alpha, I'm your friend from school, and I'm currently working at Shell. This. I don't know if you have gotten such calls before, but there are stuff like that in NFT. So don't get to give your password or key phrase to anyone or any system that you don't understand, especially when it's new to you. Maybe you get a second opinion of someone before you do that, right? Then be careful of rockful projects. There are projects that can go rockful. They set it up just to make money. You may not earn anything at the end of the day. They may not promote the project. Some may not necessarily intentionally want to do that, but along the line, it do happen that, okay, they just find that they can't manage the project anymore and they don't want to get into loss and they'll just leave you guys on your own. Some communities are able to pick up their project by themselves. as Rockful. But yeah, just be careful, look into some details. I will try and open my browser and look at stuff that you can look at when you want to, as a collector, if you want to buy a project, buy into any project, you can look at the activities. That's if you are not at the minting stage. Then at the minting stage, of course, you need to look at what is the roadmap? What are they planning to do? What did they sell to you? Why do you think of buying into it in the first place? Or if you just love their arts, yeah, that's another way. Because you can see some art that you just like them and you just want to buy them because they are beautiful. Then be careful of phishing and always check links, especially if sent to you by someone via messaging app, especially Telegram, Discord. In fact, Telegram. I can't stress that enough, please. Telegram and Discord. If you join a project, somebody send a link to you. If it's not linked to another project, especially when the link is pointing to OpenSea, please check. There can be many OpenSea in recent days that I've seen OpenSea.ix, OpenSea.us. The correct one is OpenSea.io. Those are phishing page. Well, one thing to notice that when you get into a phishing page, they always jump at you to get into your wallet. Like the next thing you just see is a wallet pop-up, not real wallet. It's just for them to get your password and your phrase. Because if you lose your key phrase, be rest assured that you can lose any money that you are managing on that very wallet. That's it. If I have your key phrase, I can have all your account and do transactions as I like. So please, whenever you are visiting any website, in fact, any website that you are visiting, right, in crypto space, when you see a wallet pop up, all you can provide in case you have closed your browser for long is password. Never provide a key phrase to any website. The only place you need your key phrase is maybe you are starting a new wallet or you want to transfer your wallet to another system. After then, you don't need it. You just keep it to another day you are starting a new wallet or on another system. Please, I want to stress this in case you ever go into that. Don't divulge your key phrase. It's going to be a story that is touching and all people will say sorry. So please avoid offers that looks too unrealistic. When somebody is telling you that, yeah, if you go into this project, I believe you can make profits. That's their language. So if you get to make profits, you can remember to send me something. I won't speak. I won't say anything if you don't say anything. But if you send anything, I'm okay. So tame your greed in any way. If you are too greedy, you'll be falling into the wrong hands. Yeah, that used to happen mostly on messaging app. When it comes to phishing, when it comes to unrealistic project, that used to happen on this thing. Then rock fooling is even cheaper than all these other frauds that I've been counting. Rock fooling is when you buy into a project that won't even make any sense in future. It may die in 1 month or 2 months. That's rock fooling. Okay. Yeah, I think that's some popular NFT projects. Yeah, I put this very Nigerian guy first. I've not known about Mayowa. Yeah, Mayowa is one guy you need to look up to. Osinachi's art, I think he won some award back in 1 or 2 years ago, and his art is doing fine on Raribles. No NFT giveaway. So he's a cool guy too that I see doing some cool things out there. Yeah, Jack Dorsey, Jack Dorsey just tweeted, I'm about to set up my Twitter, that's very popular tweet, and he sold it for some 2 point something million, right? Just a tweet. Anyway, Lionel Messi, yeah, his collections are out there and selling for some cool amount of money. Snowden is the guy who actually opened up a lot of secrets, whistleblower, right, about American monitoring the other countries of the world. He got into trouble, but that's actually the start of his greatness because he became great through that. So he has this report that he got in then, and he feel like turning them to NFTs. That report itself, I'm trying to find it. That report itself was sold for a huge sum of money. Okay, this very one. So these are the findings Snowden got from him being, I think, a CIA or something. He works with US government. So you get to realize that every conversation that happened between diplomats, countries, are being monitored by US and their allies. So he exposed US, is a citizen of US. I hope Nigerians can do that more for Nigeria. Okay, so, and that is the beginning of his greatness. Like I said, I think that was back in 2013 or 14. But yeah, after all those failed, everything in 2013, 14, he has already made name for himself, he became a vice chancellor in some university, a particular university in Norway. And here he's selling the NFT of his findings for each sum of money, some millions of naira. So if you get some secret that you can sell that will make you rich and richer, please do. If you hate Buhari and you feel like there is a concept out there to put out and people are going to love it, please just do it. You can reach out to us and give us some material too when you finally got it right with it. So yeah, those are the things. And yeah, some other things to quickly look at. Let's quickly look at one. Okay, this is Jack Dorsey Street. This is $2.9 million. This very 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 20 characters, right? I wish. Okay, so we can go now and see a particular project I want to show you here. Now, Mafia House, this is a new project. I don't know if they are going to make wave or not, but they are a minting process. So you will likely be having a page that looks like this if you create your collection, because you want people to be able to mint. Of course, you click on mint, you're going to be specifying how much, then you connect your wallet. I'm not connecting my wallet, but you connect your wallet and you buy from them. Okay, so we can use, okay, yeah, that's it. You can connect your wallet, you mint, which means you have it. And after you've gotten that, you can always go to OpenSea, connect your wallet again. You're going to be seeing your collection somewhere in the OpenSea like you've been showing the other time. So yeah, Mafia House is just starting their minting. I don't know how far they are going or how far they are doing, but this is a typical example of what your page will look like when you create your collectibles. And here is a roadmap. I don't know, you guys can judge if you can buy into this roadmap, but we are going to be checking board API to see what their roadmaps looks like. So yeah, the roadmap is giveaway at 25%, which means their collection is 10,000, right? So at 25%, they are going to be giving away 2,000 Mafia members. Sorry, so 2 ETH, that is 2 Ethereum for every 2,000 Mafia members at 25%. So you may want to buy into their project for 25%. Hopefully they will give you 2 Ethereum. That's also a cool thing. And at 40%, they will be donating $10,000 to cancer research in UK. That's a brilliant one if they execute it. So you can see the roadmap, right? They are well tailored. You can understand and relate to them. NFT giveaway airdrop 6 1-of-1 Mafia members to people. I think these are their rare products, because in collections we have what we call rarity. I will go into that, please. I shouldn't forget. I'll go into that. Rarities. That's where you find out that what my OI is having may be rarer than what I'm able to mint if we both have board API. It's the more it's rare. So let me picture an example. When parents go into the market, or yourself, you want to go and buy a goat and you see many goats, you start looking at some features. It's like this one, the horn is long. How many of us can relate to that? You say the horn of this one is longer. I think this one is already old. You know, those are traits. And some are rare. Some are like, oh, the horn is too long. It must have been a very old goat. Those are traits, right? And they also determine the price of goats in the market. So, okay, somebody says solidity and learning curve. We'll get to that. So, yep, rarity is something to look at. So I think from their roadmap, they are going to distribute some rare. I'm not saying you should buy Mafia House, so I'm just citing an example. I don't know about their project much, and I'm not promoting it. I'm just citing an example. Okay. Thank you, host. So yeah, some rare products, right? And yeah, they are going to be distributing that at 60%, and at 80%, they will be donating 15K to animal settlers. I think this is also charity, right? So apart from that, I think from here, these two, 40 and 80% is about charity. 25, 60, 100% is giving back to their own very community. So do they have any other project moving forward? They didn't specify, but yeah, they would likely tell you they have. I want to believe that. Some other things they do when you create collectibles and you are done minting, you may want to sweep your floor by deliberately buying out some cheap, because after you buy here, you put it on OpenSea, you want to resell it. So you want to buy out some cheap ones to inflate the price, though those are not too organic, but they're worth doing to just make sure you have a floor that is okay for you. Floor price means the cheapest in the collection, the cheapest price in the collection, if I'm correct. Okay, I think that's that. We can quickly check what board APH look like. Probably I've shown you. Okay, this is what board APH look like, and these are the prices. So the low to high, which means the cheapest, if you want to go and buy board APH now, 34 Ethereum is the cheapest you can get. And you can even see people bidding as high as 9999, some big amount of hits. Well, that's all up to them. Yeah, but this is what board APH look like. Yeah, you can look at buying into any of these products if you feel like they will continue growing up and you want to also cash out on them, make your number of X on them. Okay, yeah, with that, do I have anything more that I want to show you? Okay, somebody was asking about Solidity Learning Curve. Well, I will leave that to the second developer to do it. But if you're already a developer, right, it won't take you much to learn Solidity. It's more of another programming language you just need. But if you're not already a developer, yeah, well, I don't know. I can't really say. Okay, so with that, I'll go back and say if there's any question, we are going into the question and answering session. I don't think I have anything more here than to tell you that we are open for business. We are currently working on a particular collection project. But yeah, if you have a beautiful concept as an artist and you're looking for a developer or business developer or software developer to work with, you can always reach out to me. I'll drop my contacts later. And with this, we are more interested in artists, but anybody anyway. I'll say thank you everyone for listening, and we can go into the next round. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Joshua Aruke. Thank you for your session. I think this is actually the longest session. Yeah, so guys, we are in the question and answer segment. So if there's any question you want to ask, you can raise up your hand and I will recognize you to ask your question. Or if you can type and just post to the chat. So yeah, we are only taking 3 questions. So if you want to ask a question, raise up your hand so I can recognize you. I already noted, okay, someone has a question on the group chat. Was it Jovita? Okay, yeah. Any of the panelists, can you take Jovita's question on the chat? She says, what kind of art can a UI UX designer create a design and sell? How do we pay the task? How do we start as a creator? How do we know how much to sell? Do any of the panelists want to answer that?
Sorry, can you come again with the question?
Okay. She's asking, can a UI UX designer create a design and sell? And how do we know how much to sell?
Okay. Well, yes, UI UX, you can design something. You know one thing about that is, should I call it? It makes the feed look somehow, and there are some stuff that you just see. It doesn't really make any difference or any. But some people get to connect with it. That was where I was saying Sapa being connected to by another man in that store, whereas there is this other man that doesn't connect to it. So if you know that what you are doing is exceptional and you are creative about it, you can sell it, of course, as a UI UX designer. It doesn't matter what you are as a professional, it's what you are putting out. Nobody knows you are a UI UX designer anyway, but it's what you are putting out. Then how do you know how much to sell it? Well, it's your words. What time have you spent? How do you value it? How do you want to price it? It's something you need to determine by yourself. You can also look at a couple of arts of the same range and look at how you can pick your price, but it's your art. So it's best to be determined by you how much you want to sell it. But I think, Toyi may tell us what he look out for in such arts and roadmaps. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Joshua. Toib, are you still on call?
Yeah, I'm still.
Okay, so what can you say to that, like about determining price, and yeah, and how do you determine if a particular NFT is worth its price?
Okay, I will take that from you. When predicting the price of NFTs, actually the collector cannot predict the price of NFT. I think someone, is it Mr. Joshua, he spoke about the likes of the buyers. Like I can collect a NFT, and someone from nowhere that just value the NFT, that value the design on that certain NFT, just think, okay, I'm willing to pay this kind of amount of money on this NFT. For instance, I will take T-Punk as an example. T-Punk is a clone of CryptoPunk. So we minted that one last week. Last week that I almost have 1 million on it. So there are some, because each NFT has ranks. I don't know if people follow me. Hello, am I speaking to you?
I can hear you.
Okay. I think I'm having some kind of network problem. So there are ranks in these NFTs too. So basically, some people think maybe it's by ranks that that determine the price of so NFT. But me, I say hell no. The reason is this: there are T-Punks. I make an example of when we meted the T-Punks. My own T-Punks was around 3,000 plus ranks, while some people are on 9,000, 8,000. But could you believe people that are on 9,000 sold their own for almost 2 million in Nigerian money? I have a student I referred to. He meted after me, so he meted the rank of 9,564. That was the rank of the NFT. Could you believe this was sold for 2.2 million naira? I still have the chart I can share to people. Like I was just like, wow. Why me that I'm holding the rank of 3,000 seeds was just sold for how much? 10,000 tron. Can you see the difference there? So collector cannot actually predict or give a certain price on certain NFT. It depends on who what the buyer likes. Like the buyer can just see just normal design, while some goes for deep design, like it must just be super big design, while some just go for simple design. Can you understand? So that's just how it goes for pricing of NFT. So I just think it's basically in the hand of people that buy the NFT that can determine what and the price they will be, offering a certain art. That's just what I can say about the pricing of NFT. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Uh, sorry, guys. Okay. So, any other person with any question? No more question, right?
There's a question in the chat.
Which one? Can you ask like that? Okay, what are we supposed to look out for in roadmaps that will indicate the price of NFTs? Or I think this has already been answered, right?
Let me answer Let me just give a light explanation on this roadmap of the thing.
Okay.
Actually, like I said, I don't know much about OpenSea because Mr. Joshua made mention of this. Like sometimes Ethereum gas fee chase people away and so. But trust me, OpenSea has the most successful NFT history. But on Throne blockchain, which I am, I can give example of how good roadmaps are, like the likes of Broad Apes, the clone of a Broad Ape Yacht in OpenSea. So their roadmap is just similar to the one of OpenSea. In the like once you participated in the first meet, not that you went to buy in the marketplace, that you meted it with them, you have the opportunity of being the member and have some kind of opportunity in getting the likes of mutants, comic, and whatever. Like it's just like giving a ticket to you. Like anything that is happening in that community, you have kind of opportunity. You have the, you know, you belong in whatever they are doing. They're just like a governance token or whatever in this crypto stuff. And the roadmap, what I think you should look about is just try to see the utility of the NFTs. That's very important. Some will just tell you is a NFT based on this. Try to check if the history can be traced to something. Like I made mention of one of my boss that wanted to create an NFT. I mean, NFT on Tron blockchain. His own issue was like it was traced back to of the kind of historical movement in blockchain in cryptocurrencies. He has not dropped the link here. That's why I won't be able to tag it here. Like seeing the roadmap itself and explain what the NFT is all about. So just make sure you check the utility by getting the knowledge of what you are meeting. For instance, maybe they wanted to meet animals. Okay, let's say the what is certain on this animal. Make sure the animals have history that can be, that can be useful. You understand? Likes of T-Punks, throw me beats. That throw me beats, the utility is for metaverse. So they wanted to be using domain, they want to put your metaverse or whatsoever or something. So just make sure you understand the roadmap very well before you try to invest. The NFT is not like cryptocurrency, whereas you know what a certain coin is used for. Like my own clever, and I understand you can use it to make purchase, for you to do this, you can like Ethereum or whatever. It's kind of different, but still in similar way. Whereas you understand what the roadmap is actually is. Mr. Yoshami mentioned of some developers that will actually quit the project maybe when they didn't see. I mean, they can't raise some kind of fund to further with the project. So any project that doesn't have any roadmap, that doesn't have a good roadmap, we actually end up being having this kind of this issue of rock pool. Broad Ape NFT have kind of lots of problems. Like I mean, they have challenges, not problem. They have challenges because they have like 2 to 3 NFT that copy their own their copied their designs. So they have a lot of challenges, but still, yes, because of their roadmap that is very solid, they are still intact. They know what they are doing. I don't know if you grab. They know what they are doing. They want an organic growth. So that's the main reason why I'm even like speaking more about this Broad NFT, because if it is normal NFT, normal original, I mean normal roadmap, they will have you know quit the project and say no, we can't continue with it. But because they have the roadmap, they have what they are following, like they have what they're after, they have their own target. That's the reason why they were able to go this far. So make sure you just know the value of, I mean, you know the main reason of the NFT you are buying, not just because of finding this and that. Someone make mention of hyping. Hyping is good though, but you won't like where I think will lead to when if you are not lucky enough to sell your own NFT. Like my TikToks now, I still have some friends that are still holding their own. They were not able to sell their own, basically because they were thinking it would go up, and it was just IP from Justin, the owner of Throne, that were able to say that high. So thank you so much. That's what I can say about the roadmap stuff.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Taib. I guess we've actually exhausted all the questions. There's one last question which I think has been indirectly treated. Is NFT volatile? Mr. Joshua, is NFT volatile?
Okay, let me go back. Okay, so is NFT volatile? Well, depends on context you are looking at if it's volatile. If you're looking at your Ethereum and you pegged your NFT to Ethereum, you may say it's not volatile. But if you peg your NFT in your mind to your dollar or your naira, it may look volatile as Ethereum moves because you price it already in Ethereum. And if Ethereum becomes volatile, of course, your NFT is somehow in a way becoming volatile. So, but directly, if your project is a successful project pegged with your Ethereum in your mind, because there is two things now. You may be thinking of your dollar and not be looking at the Ethereum. So when Ethereum itself moves anyhow, your dollar or naira moves anyhow, then you may start thinking the asset you're having for 7, 8 is now worth maybe Ethereum to dollar has dropped and it's now worth less in whatsoever you have used to purchase it or whatsoever price. So yeah, it depends on the context you are looking at it from.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Joshua. So we have come to the end of the session, and before we go, in 20 seconds or less, Mr. Olateju, anything to say as a parting word?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ibrahim. I think what I would just say is this, that this space is quite new and the technology also backing it is quite new. And so the most important thing is just to keep studying, read materials, and that way you can just develop yourself more and get to know more about the markets. I think that's just it.
Okay, thank you so much. Nick, are you still with us? Or you are gone? Oh, Nick is gone. Okay. Okay, Mr. Toib, any parting words in 15 seconds or less? Mr. Toib, are you there? Okay. I don't think he's there. So, Mr. Joshua, parting words before we go.
Okay, so yeah, I would say that it's a new technology. It depends on how much you are looking at it, but it's always good you dive into something new. And also, it's always good for you to come into the space having something in your head, maybe concepts. You cannot just go, oh, you want to be an investor. So then just be mindful of how you spend your money, be responsible for how you spend your money. Don't look for greedy projects, but at the same time, look for projects that are worth it. Look at their roadmaps, something concrete that you think you can gain from. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. So we have come to the end of the program. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in. Thanks to all our panelists. Thank you so much, guys, for the wealth of experience we shared. So, and I'm sure everyone that attended has actually gotten one or two things out of this space. As it has been established, the space is wide and there's different segments in which you can get engaged. If you're a social media guy, if you're an influencer, obviously you can get engaged. The developer can get engaged. If you're a designer, no matter what kind of stuff you design, UI, UX, illustrator, animator, graphic designer, you can actually definitely get on with this space. So there's just so much for you to pick in. And if you're a business guy, obviously you can decide to coordinate an NFT project. So there's just so much. And you can connect with all the panelists on their social media handles, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. You can just Google them. So you'll definitely be able to get them. And a lot of links have been dropped too, which you can actually check out. So as I've said once again, we are just doing this for the people in our community. And we hope that this will, be the beginning of something amazing that you'll be doing in NFT. Thank you so much, guys. We are happy to have you. Do enjoy the rest of your evening.